Hello everyone, my name is Pamela and I will be representing the FPYC. In this interview, we are going to be talking about feminism and how it differs in Guatemala and Chile, both countries in Latin America. As a guest, we have a person who specializes in this subject, so we hope this interview is to your liking. Val, could you please introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hi. My name is Bernardita Ramirez. I am from Chile. I'm an economist and a feminist. I work in the National Ministry of Health, and I used to work in the National Service of Women and Gender Equality.
Considering that this interview will be about feminism, what is your experience with feminism?
The feminism was for me like a revelation because feminism shows me a lot of things about me, about women, about how society expect women has to be, and feminists teach me how society see women in different places, areas. So gives me tools for understand how women are part in the world but not equals with men. I don't think so. And that.
So, how would you describe feminist to people new to the subject? Most of people confuse this term with female supremacy, but it really isn't. It's all about equality, right?
Yes, the feminist is about equality. If the feminist is a revolution for all women, um, the feminism is a tool that women have to get our places in the world. For years, the society tell us where is our place, but not more, because we have the right to decide about our life, about our bodies, about ourselves. So feminism is the way for the equal rights between men and women. So many people still believe feminism is a war with men, but it's not. It's just about fundamental rights.
If it is about fundamental rights, do you consider that transgender women have the same rights to be feminist and fight for it?
I think yes, because transgender women have the right to be feminist because they suffer gender discrimination. Okay, because the gender stereotypes are so strong that they are determined what is right for if you born as a male or female, and when you are different, you have the right to fight for your right. So I think they have.
Okay, thank you. What do you consider to be the limitations of feminism?
I think feminism has not limitations because the feminist breaks all the barriers and open all the gates for that being closest for women for years. So feminists give us power to be everything we want, for freedom, for opportunities. So feminism is never a limitation. It's always an opportunity for women.
Okay, but of course it has other extra limitations that are external of the fight, like probably the government, but that's other thing. How would you describe feminism in Chile today?
Uh, in Chile, actually, the feminism is strong. I see every day more women, younger women and older women marching and fighting for their rights and for better opportunities for equality. And the gender agenda is a real goal for us. We have this feminist president. The government is feminism, So we have the gender mainstreaming in the public policies, and we have a ministry for gender equality, and we have a very powerful social movement with a lot of women marching and fighting for their rights.
That's such great news. For example, here in Guatemala, most of the population are indigenous and they try to preserve their culture. And as we know, that time of culture is usually quite oppressive regarding the roles of women. There are still many women who believe that these types of things are normal and okay, that they only do it for housework and pleasing their husbands. And it's very sad that this is the reality. Feminism is a concept that is not very practiced in Guatemala as much as it should be. Although I'm happy that now people are a little more conscious about this and it's really great news to hear that it's not the same for Chile. Here in a little, I already know the answer to this question, but do you think that the Chilean government supports the movement?
Actually, yes. We have a feminist president, I said before, and he always talk about how important is considerate gender issues in the political agenda. So he incorporate the the Ministry of Women and Gender Equality in his political committee. So we have more opportunities to see public policies with gender mainstreaming and incorporate gender issues in their action plans for the new president. So I think we have a good government now.
That's great to hear. As I said before, feminism is not very present here in Guatemala, and I'm 10% sure that government does everything except take care of its people. Here, for example, in March, like beginning of March, there was a law called Law 5272 and was announced. It was the supposed family protection law, and that had rather a misogynistic and homophobic point of view. Basically, it prohibited abandonment of social relationships, prohibits sex education of any type, and it condemned abortion also of any type, even if it was involuntary. A mother excited about her baby to lose him due to an accident, and in compensation, the government will sentence her to serve a sentence to 5 or 7 years in prison. One kind of law is this. It was so oppressive that people started calling the anti-right law. Fortunately, the protests were heard and the law was shelved. We were so close to that hell being our reality, but it's very awful. And I hope that something like this never happen again. I'm so happy that in other places of Latin America is not the same. So do you know what are the rates of violence against women in Chile? Do you think there is a good justice system in this regard?
In Chile, we have about 60 femicides in a year. From until now, we have 26, and we have very bad rates in violence. But we have some laws. We have a femicide for sexual harassment, for street harassment, and we have some laws for mothers who have no present parents and they don't have money for their children, But we have some, but it's not enough because laws don't recognize all kind of violence, all kind of gender discrimination. So we need more and better laws in our country, and also more afflicted penalties for for those who commit violence. 20 years is um, is the penalty for a femicide, and in some opportunities they get less than 10 years. So maybe we have laws, but the penalties are low.
Yeah,
Not
at least you have a law that condemns them. For example, in Guatemala, in general, in every topic, the rate of impunity of crimes are very high, and don't talk about feminists are much higher. So far this year, 59,707 complaints of violence against women were reported. And according to statistics, for every 100,000 women, 38 have disappeared this year, reporting an average of 6 daily disappearances, where 75% of the complaints are still active, 3% sadly are found dead, and the rest have died just off, like if their lives doesn't uh, have any value. And the number of women found dead increased by 34% this year, and it wouldn't have been like that. We wouldn't expect that it increased. So yeah. As an activist, have you received attacks or sabotage at events or directly towards yourself for wanting to promote the movement?
physically, no, but I receive verbal abuse a lot because many people still believe the feminist is like a war. So they always say to me that I'm a revenge woman or resentful, vindictive. I have grudge against men. They always treat me like a very sad and hysterical woman because I only want women and men they being equal, but I don't understand why they have so much hate against feminists. It's weird, but yeah, I receive a lot of verbal abuse, a lot.
Well, I think that people in this movement uh, and any activist in general can receive verbal abuse because at the end we are fighting for something that people don't want and don't accept. So always making the change will be different. Currently, many activist movements practice economics as a form of protest. What do you think about it?
Mm, the iconoclasm it's hard because when some people feel this rage and feel they are not listening, they need to be noticed and use this as a form to being seen for other peoples. And I don't justify, but I can understand because maybe for they is an option. Maybe for some people is the only way to feel listened. So I think that.
Yeah, I know that it's like a last minute request to be listening. I don't justify either, but I can understand. Also here, for example, is something that is practiced and is very common, but it's mostly for reasons other than feminists. I don't hear that much cases about feminists. Most of all were indigenous people that tear down statues of oppressive men that are recognized by the nation, but no cases serious of are here in other countries. But I don't justify either, but I understand it. So,
Mhm.
well, currently, the term feminazi has become very popular. What do you think about it? Do you believe that the actions of these groups are justified or that they go against the movement?
I hate the word of feminazi because I think I I can understand how people can compare a genocide movement with a movement for equality or for fundamental rights. It's not sense, and it's ridiculous. It's 100% injustified. Injustified. No, I can't.
Okay. So, from your perspective, how does feminism affect today?
And today, feminism is a beautiful, powerful way for our voices to be listened. I think the people wants to hear our voices, our dreams, hopes, and our real self. So today, feminism is a political option to give women the opportunity to live their lives how they deserve to live. I think feminism is a good thing for a better world, for a better future, because future is female.
Such a nice phrase. So now that you've thought about the future, where do you want to go? How close do you see yourself to that goal?
I imagine this world in where everyone has the opportunity to live, being themselves, where where do you feel safe just for being a human, and where you can choose about your life, about your love, about your body, free of stereotypes. When you where you can walk alone on the street in the night and you feel safe. A world when you where do you feel safe with your partner, with your lover. I imagine this. I think it's not not in the in the next 5 years, probably not. But um I hope the goal is I can I hope to see that that word. I hope to see that.
We hope all the same. Well, we are running out of time, so any message you want to give to conclude?
Yes, I want to say only one thing. Don't be afraid to be feminist, because feminism gives us power, power to be ourselves, power to live the life we want to live. That's it.
Yes, I totally agree. And it was such a nice experience to be talking about this topic with you. And I learned a lot of Chile. I didn't know that feminism was so approved and so nice in Chile, because I have this bad experience here in Guatemala where it's literally something that almost don't exist. So yeah, I learned a lot and it was so nice to talk about this about with you. And thank you a lot for being here. And for our spectators, our viewers, I hope you like this interview. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.